You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the Only One Media Group. This is the people's choice for quality interviews, celebrities, and special guests. Hosted by Demetrius-Reynolds. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. For the complete archive of episodes, visit onlyonemediagroup.com and be sure to like us on Facebook at Vigilantes Radio. We welcome all. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Demetrius Houdini Black-Reynolds. Enjoy the show.
All right. Welcome to the show, guys. You're listening to VRL. That's Vigilantes Radio Live right here on iHeartRadio. And I am your host, Dini. We have another special guest for you guys, so you definitely want to stick around for that. And as a matter of fact, text your buddies, our family members right now, let them know that we are about to dive deep into another interview. Before I bring my guest on, I do want to say there are two parts to every burden, you know. One is the burden itself, and the other is how much of that burden you eternalize and take on as you're on. And you know, but maybe someday you'll start living every day true to the best that is within you. And maybe someday you'll really start to seriously pursue your most treasured dreams. Maybe someday you'll stop holding back and live the richness of every moment. You know, maybe someday you'll show the world who you really are. Maybe someday you'll explore the best of those possibilities that you know in your heart are there. Maybe someday you'll tell them what you really think. Maybe someday you'll see how truly beautiful life can be. Maybe someday you'll understand that nothing can hold you back. Maybe someday you'll decide that your life can not wait any longer. Maybe someday you'll wake up and see how useless most of your worries have been and simply leave them behind. I mean, you're still alive, right? Yeah, you survived it. Oh man, survivor. But maybe someday is coming. Maybe someday will be sooner than you think. Maybe someday you'll decide to start living life for everything it can possibly be, and you'll wonder why you ever waited so long. So maybe someday is here. Take that from me, Coach Dini. That is my word, and word is bond.
Access, a minority-run nonprofit organization dedicated to supporting survivors of domestic violence and sexual abuse. Our prevention division educates the public on healthy relationships, consent, and boundaries, while our recovery division provides support and resources after trauma. We offer workshops and coaching to individuals worldwide, helping them navigate complex issues and reclaim their power. We believe in the power of education and conversation. Our interdisciplinary approach challenges societal norms and empowers individuals to live authentically and purposefully. With the guidance of our accredited coaches, you can overcome obstacles, achieve your goals, and create the future you desire. Don't wait to take control of your life and your sexuality. Visit our website, Sexess.org, to learn more about our services and how you can get involved.
All right. Again, welcome to the show. You're listening to VRL, that's Vigilantes Radio Live, right here on iHeartRadio, and I am your host, Dini. Our interviews are designed to go beyond the music, news, books, art, acting, films, technology, education, entrepreneurship, entertainment, and sometimes even past that thing that we call the ego. Our interviews are designed to go behind the scenes and into the minds of these incredible human beings. You know, the ones who are out there giving it their all for me, for you, and for the world. Well, ladies and gentlemen, get ready to push the boundaries of music and dive into the pulsating, electrifying universe of Go Away Robot. This trio isn't just a band. They're a force of nature blending anarchic spirit of punk with the infectious beats of electronic music to create something truly unique. From the gritty streets of San Francisco, are the streets gritty there? Let's just go with that. From the gritty streets of San Francisco, surviving through the pandemic, their journey has been anything but ordinary. With strange days, they unite us, or invite us into a world of introspection, rebellion and raw emotion, all set to a soundtrack that's impossible not to move to. So buckle up as we explore the minds behind the music that's setting the stage on fire. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the show.
Howdy.
Howdy.
It's Alex here and John over here. Hey, what's going on?
Alex and John, what's up? What's up?
Yeah, we're just coming from our recording studio in San Francisco, where I assure you the streets are gritty. Yep. Actually, there was a stolen car on the way over here, just parked, hanging out. John was saying that they just parted it out this morning, so that's fun.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, it's fantastic to have you guys here with us tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having us. We're super stoked.
Yeah, man, yeah. So, share with us what sparked the creation of Go Away Robot. I think it's perfectly fitting for this time that we're living in. I think sooner or later we will be telling the robots to go away, but that's for another day. How did you guys come together and pick this awesome name?
Well, in terms of coming together, we'd all been playing, post-hardcore bands, screamo bands, punk bands, since the late 90s. And in about, 2013, 2014, we all started getting into like electronic music, dance music, and various aspects of that.
Dubstep was popular then. I think everyone had a dubstep phase.
I loved dubstep for at least 2 weeks.
I'm going to admit longer, but it's fun.
But yeah, anyway, so this band came together out of 3 other bands, and we sort of had that electronic vibe mixed with that punk vibe. And
I will say, like, drummers in San Francisco are impossible to find. Like any small city where if you're a drummer, like you have to have a drum set in your apartment and your neighbors are going to kill you. So, like, drummers are unicorns in small cities like San Francisco. So we kind of got fed up with just trying to have drummers, trying to constantly audition people, and just no one fit the bill. Actually, it was John and another guy, Aaron, at the time, who was looking, this is 2014, who was looking for, I think they were looking for a drummer, and they just randomly found me as a guy that can program drums. And
yeah, I didn't even know you were coming to rehearsal.
Yeah.
Aaron was just like, I found this guy on Craigslist. I was like, what? He's like, he's going to be here in 5 minutes.
That's how every band starts.
Wow.
I found this guy on Craigslist. He's going to be here in a second. So.
Yeah. But so anyway, yeah, we started with, Alex was not a drummer, obviously. But it turned out we just ended up programming the backing tracks, making it dancey, and we played shows till about 2019. Yeah,
from 2014 to 2019.
We were playing regularly a couple times a month.
Yep.
And then after COVID, we were like, let's get a drummer.
Yeah.
So
well, we were the only ones playing with each other during COVID too. It was just like all my other bands hit the brakes, and it was just Go Away Robot, which was just John and I. We were just still going to the studio, still coming up with ideas. But to your point with the title just came from just kind of like hating all the like overly processed stuff in the world, like auto-tuning stuff, and just where technology was going, which is like more appropriate now than it was before.
Well, I'll tell you, like I'll preface this by saying, like, I love San Francisco, but I hate San Francisco. You drive down the street and you see billboards, and it's like advertising AI, all this tech. Like every half mile there's a billboard. I don't even understand half the stuff that it says.
Optimize your workflow.
Yeah, I mean, you probably do. You work in tech, but yeah. I don't understand anything. So it's just
should have mentioned that.
Man, I was just kidding. But anyway, yeah. Long story short, it's just the name came to mean sort of like an anti-tech, anti-AI sort of feeling.
We got autonomous cars here left and right. It's absurd.
So. You still there?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Absolutely. All right, guys. So, it's so your music, especially in Strange Days, touches on some deeply personal and complex things like battling addiction. In the process of creating this music, what have you guys found that is truly worth fighting for?
What is truly worth fighting for? Well, so I keeping friendships for sure. Yeah, especially like in playing in multiple bands all the time. It's very common to like get close to somebody and then they quit the band or something, and then like you never talk to them again, and it sucks because like that person was your friend. So yeah. I mean, but it is. Sorry. No, you go. All right, no. All right. I'll finish what I was saying. And it's like obviously there's no secret that there's a lot of drug use in the music industry, and it shows like you're sitting around waiting 6 hours to play. Of course, if you're the kind of person who drinks or whatnot, you might go a little overboard. So yeah, that song sort of had like the intention of sort of saying like you're addicted to one thing, you trade it for another, and you always just keep falling back to your own ways. But like I said, the most important thing is friendship in life, friendship and family.
John and I both wrote lyrics to that song, and the imagery that I have with that song, sort of what I always envisioned, especially since we had a practice spot in the Tenderloin in the roughest part of San Francisco, was just the imagery of having all this big tech in San Francisco. So it's very like, the visuals are very San Franciscan to me. And you have all these tech folks, and they go and they get, they work all day and then they go and get drunk. But then you have all these homeless people on the streets just abusing drugs right there in front of you. So you have, like a ton of money on ultimately alcohol, on drugs, and then you have poverty totally on drugs too. I mean, on the way to the practice spot one day, I saw two guys right in the doorway of the practice spot in the studio, and one dude was smoking crack and the other dude had a needle in his leg, and he was just like, hey, that's an awesome bike that you're riding. And I was just telling him about the bike, and he was just shooting H right there, and a cop slowly drove by. Like, it was like an incredible scene. So yeah. That's where the imagery that I see in this song. But I think John, to John, it's a little bit more about feeding an addiction with another addiction.
The lyrics I wrote to the song were for my personal battles with addiction. I've gone through alcoholism, and it's more than that. And it's like you get over it and then you fall back, and same story, same cycle. Yeah.
Absolutely. What about, I know this may be kind of off the whim here, but what about a time that you faced embarrassment or a challenge that led to a valuable lesson that you learned about yourself or that others learned about you? Like me, this recently happened. I've never had a birthday party ever in my life, growing up, ever. As a kid, teen, adult, never. So my wife thought it was a good idea to throw me a surprise birthday party. And I get to my parents' house and I'm like dressed in my regular deglars, I'm kind of, in my chill clothes. And it's all of, my people there, and I'm like, oh no. So I found I do not like surprise parties. I was embarrassed.
I mean, we've been in a band for 10 years. We've been in a band for 10 years, so I feel like we've learned so much about. I mean, I've learned so much about music. I've learned a lot about.
What was embarrassing? What's our most embarrassing moment? I think is what he's asking.
Man. So I dare say this because we've played some bigger shows, but the last show that we played in 2019, our former guitarist was just over it, and
I know what story you're going to tell.
In the middle of our set, he's like, I don't like this song. He walks over to the bar and just grabs a beer and watches us perform it.
At a show. at a live show, he just walks off the stage. Like, our friends are watching, and they're like, what the hell's going on? Like, what's up with your band?
Wow.
You know, this is something we take seriously, so it's like when things fall apart in front of other people, yeah, that was pretty embarrassing.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
I will say, just like, I feel like just being in a band for 10 years, you learn so much about just not just music and the styles that you want, but just like how to work with people, how to, you know, like, it's ultimately a band is like a company, and it takes compromising, and it takes some form of leadership, and it takes a lot. There's a lot of battles along the way to just keep it going, and 10 years is a long time to have a band together.
And aside from just Aaron not playing that one song at a show in front of the live audience, there's shows where you show up and like there's two people there, you know, and it's like, you know, that's tough. That's like soul crushing when you're like putting all of your work, you know, 10 hours a week into all these songs, and like, you know, you play a show and like you're stoked about it, and then no one's there.
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest things that happened to me on this topic was a few years ago. I started losing my voice. I had voice issues, and then I was going through kind of a breakup at the same time, and then I started having like panic attacks on stage, which are just totally new. And then I was just like, should I still be playing music? I feel like the universe is telling me, not that I listen to the universe, but I just felt like, should I still be playing music? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. Like, even though my voice isn't working well, and that was really tough. So that was one of those things that were like massive challenges, and fortunately I was able to recover from that. Panic attacks, that's a different story. That's different for everyone, but we're still grinding, and I think it's awesome that we're still kicking. I think it's a testament to our music.
Absolutely. Before we get to the music, I believe I saw somewhere that, Alex, you mentioned that Lupe Fiasco, for these vocals for this particular track, was influenced by Lupe. Could you dive deeper on how influenced or how hip-hop has really influenced some of this music?
Yeah, so we don't have a lot of songs where we rap, but I was pushing a lot because I was really into like Lupe Fiasco's album Lasers, and there's a song on that album where it's like heavily synth, and I just loved. I grew up listening to hip hop too. It was just one of the many genres that I was listening to, and I think Lupe, in general, he does such a good job of mixing like electronic elements, synth, and that sort of vibe with hip hop. So that inspired a lot of like the quick sort of rappy parts. I mean, I'm still singing, and John's still singing, and but it's just like quickly articulated with lots of rhyming, and I typically do a lot more belting, as you hear in a lot of choruses of the songs or outros. But in this particular song, it was just a lot of rapping, and we definitely want to keep exploring that. That's the electronic vibe with hip hop.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Here it is. Go Away Robot. Strange Days. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
I'm on the edge with you. I'm on the edge with you. I'm on the edge with you. Found a cure for it now. Drug for now, keep me safe. Look away, it's enough for now. Find a cure for now, a new drug for now. Keep me safe. Look away, it's enough for now. Every problem gets it solved. If I don't face it today, makes it go away. Right? Try to find any angle where I'm doing just fine. Drink up to keep the edge sharp enough to stay in time. Get a high, get a low when I'm on my way back home.
welcome back, guys. Electrifying. Such an awesome record. That was Strange Days by Go Away Robot. With that, let's welcome Alex and, oh man, I forgot the other guy, John, I think. John, right?
It's a tough one, I know.
All right. Welcome back, guys.
Thanks for playing us.
So that's our single track on our 3-song album, which is also called Strange Days. So it seems like it's a single release, but we actually have a 3-song album release that we're super proud of.
So speaking of that, how do you three collaborate on, creating new tracks? Is there a specific process that you follow? Is it more organic or is it spontaneous?
Well, not to speak for every track, but usually I'll start with writing songs like Ableton at home, which is kind of a DAW where you can write a drum beat, you can add synthesizers and just sort of like play around with ideas. So I'll get a song to a point where it sort of has an intro, verse, chorus, maybe an outro, and some synth ideas and some melodies and some cadences, and I'll bring it to the band. And then Dan, the drummer who's not here, he's off in Texas watching the eclipse. He'll add a drum beat, Alex will add his synth ideas and refine my, Ableton synthesizers that I use.
I'd say every song is different though.
I'm saying every song is different, but generally 7, 8 songs out of 10, that's probably how we do it.
Yeah, because my strategy is I just get really depressed and then I make something. That's just how I do it. Everyone's different.
I was not aware of that.
No. What sucks is I've been having some writer's block, and to me, the process is all about when you're. I'm going to kind of steal what Fiona Apple said, and that's when you're overflowing with something, when you really feel something really strongly, and you can't not write the song, right? You're at the point where you're just nonstop thinking about an idea, and you're I have to immortalize this idea. I have to put it down somehow. And I think that's when some of the best work is done, is when you're just so in the flow mentally. But my approach, I think, is a little different than John's. John takes more of a musical approach, which is a little more structured, I think. Mine is usually I have to come up with some vocal idea.
Yours more intentioned. I sort of just, every day I'll try to come in, lay something down, and sometimes, most of the time, it's crap.
Right.
But then, if I get something, maybe one part, some of the best songs, not the best songs, but my favorite songs I've written, I wrote in 30 minutes. And it's just it just flowed.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. So I just kind of try almost like a foreign language. You just keep doing it every day, and it flows sometimes. And
you exercise a muscle, which I'm envious of. I wish I exercised the muscle. My approach is more just here's a profound thought that I can't sleep over. I'm awake all night thinking about it, and then I just have to do something about it, and then I'm fine, and then I don't write a song for a year or something. So
that's the one, guys.
I hope you like it. I've done my quota now. I can still be in the band, right? No, but yeah, I wish
two very different songwriting styles.
Yeah, I wish I could sit down and be more disciplined like John is on an instrument, because there's musicians that just play an instrument out of the fun of the instrument, and I'm kind of envious of that because I don't practice enough, but I do practice at practice, and then I do come up with just ideas on the fly where I just have to make something out of them. And I've been doing this for years, so I'm familiar with all the tools and the instruments. I play everything, and I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. But I absolutely love just the concepts, having the idea that comes forward and then hopefully touches somebody and makes someone think or feel something.
And then Dan just throws some drums on top of that.
He was just I want to party, let's do this.
He's sort of a metalcore drummer. So he's just down to throw some heavy drums, some heavy loud drums over all our stuff, which really works.
Yeah.
It's very loud for clubs.
So we were just like, as we said before, we programmed all the drums, and we were somewhat against finding a drummer because they were just so impossible to deal with. But we befriended Dan. I befriended him in 2017. John, I think, was like 3 years ago, something like that. And it was just us two, John and I. And Dan just one day said to us, like, let's jam. I want to be in your band. And we were like, really? Okay. Like, we didn't even consider too much of the implications of having to remove our drum tracks and have him just play over everything. And we had a jam, and it was perfect. So
it just comes down to, like, you write your songs your way, I write my songs my way, and then Dan throws drums on them.
Yeah. That sounds less exciting, but yeah.
Absolutely. All right, guys, where can our listeners connect with you online and check out more awesome music?
Probably the best site would be Spotify. I think we have all of our songs. We have EPs dating back to 2015 on there. Yeah, we probably have our first EP, it's a 5-song EP.
We're also on Instagram and TikTok, but we don't really do those things too much. We're trying to keep them going, but I'd say our website, goawayrobot.com, is staying up to date with what's going on.
Yeah.
We are working on a music video, so we're gonna release that probably in a few months. It's a long process, but we're excited to share more music.
Yeah, we got a few music videos up on goawayrobot.com for our older songs off first EP.
Our 2015 EP is also excellent. We're very proud of that too. So that's when we first got together, and I think we omitted everything we weren't proud of off Spotify. So anything on there we're proud of. I don't know about that. No,
I guess we'll talk about that later.
No, we are very proud of it.
Nice. I love to hear that. All right, listeners, just in case you need those links, I will have them in the description of this episode and in the show notes. So all you guys have to do is just click those links. And it's a wrap on today's journey with Go Away Robot, from the depths of personal struggles to the heights of punk and electronic fusion. Their story is a testament to the power of music to express, connect, and inspire. Go Away Robot, thank you for sharing your passion, your stories, and the magic behind Strange Days with us. And to our listeners, make sure to experience the raw energy and emotion of Go Away Robot live, and keep an eye out for their upcoming releases. And until next time, keep dancing to the beat of your own drum and never stop exploring the strange days of our lives. Goodbye for now, and remember that music indeed lives on. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much. Much love.
Later.
Hey, what's up? Long time. I forgot to mention that. Oh, by the way, this is Deanie, Vigilantes Radio Live, VP of Operations for Busy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony, blah, blah, blah. Anyhow, Only One Theory dropped a new single. It is called La Jefecita. It's on Spotify. As a matter of fact, it's on all major platforms. You should check it out right now. Oh, and by the way, there's also a visual on YouTube. It's hot. Check it out today. onlyonetheory.com. Check that out too. Peace. Thank you, my Vigilantes family, as always, for checking out my podcast over here at Vigilantes Radio Live. All episodes are available for free download, and you can grab it from either Spreaker.com/Only One Media Group, Spotify, Castbox, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, the app Podcast Addict, or over at our website, which again is onlyonemediagroup.com, and that goes for every single show that we've ever aired. If you like to request some music or send something for me to play, email it to vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com. That is V as in Victor. And here's my disclaimer: we are genre free, we do not judge, and we absolutely do not base our opinions on hearsay but facts alone. And actually, scratch all of that because all of my opinions are always right. That's the bottom line. This is my show, so deal with it. Just kidding. On behalf of myself, Denny, I appreciate all you guys for tuning in, either afterwards or live with us. Spread the word because sharing is caring. We stepped up our game just for you guys and our guests to make sure that you have the best experience here on our show. Be sure to connect with me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, Snapchat, TikTok, at all social media sites, as well as Spreaker, YouTube. We always follow back. Okay, well, just remember to put yourself into everything that you do and never stop investing in yourself. Peace, love, grilled cheese, and talk with you later.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius Houdini Black-Reynolds of the duo No Longer the Hero. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.onlyonemediagroup.com. This is a Seventh Sign Regime Rebirth Worldwide Syndicate exclusive.
What's up, guys? It's Dini, and I want to welcome you on a journey of the heart and of the mind. These Fucking Feelings podcast is a beacon in the world of mental health advocacy, and it invites you to join a conversation that's changing lives. We are here to share, listen, and grow together. Led by the passionate Michael Bravery, alongside the insightful Rebecca and Crystal. This award-winning podcast dives deep into the human experience, from navigating relationships to coping with loss. No topic is off limits. It's about real stories and real emotions. These Fucking Feelings is more than just a show. It's a community, a place where vulnerable isn't just accepted, it's celebrated. You can find it across major platforms, including YouTube and Facebook Watch. This podcast is a touchstone for anyone seeking understanding and support. These Fucking Feelings podcast, where every emotion is valid and every story matters. Tune in and transform the way you see mental health.